Penguins versus the mirror. Are these birds aware of themselves? Self-awareness is one of those traits that we think is unique to humans, or at least as high a level of it as our species. But are we so isolated in this respect? Some animals also seem to be aware of themselves to some extent. So far, the only animals that have passed the test, considered by behaviorists as a benchmark for higher-level cognitive abilities, are mammals. Several species of monkeys, elephants, pigs, dolphins, killer whales and birds from the corvid family. But also pigeons. In 2018, a tiny fish joined this distinguished group, the common wrasse. New research has found that penguins also have potential self-awareness. The description and results of studies that have not yet undergone the peer review process have been published in the vRcxE preprint database. Sometimes some inconspicuous animals can surprise us with their abilities. Therefore, it is not surprising that 3 scientists from India decided to take a closer look at penguins. Their research indicates that penguins may be among the animals that are aware of themselves, at least to some extent. This is specifically about white-eyed penguins living in Antarctica, also called Adelie penguins. In general, this extraordinary property, self-awareness, is quite rare among animals. At least this is what the research conducted so far shows. Only a few species exhibit behavior that indicates this to some extent. Detecting this in animals is also quite a problem. While in the case of humans it is extremely simple, even obvious. In the case of animals one must use quite unconventional methods. One of them is the so-called mirror test. Using the mirror test, scientists decided to examine the level of self-awareness in penguins. The test included 4 phases. In the first one, a series of mirrors were simply placed near the penguins and their reactions were observed. In the second one, a kind of cardboard corridor was built, at the end of which the penguins encountered a mirror. In the third attempt, stickers were placed on the mirrors, which were supposed to mislead the penguins when they looked at them, suggesting that the stickers were actually on themselves. In the last test, bibs were placed on randomly selected penguins and their reaction to seeing themselves in the mirror was observed. The concept of the mirror test is quite simple. The idea is to place a mark on the selected animal's body that it cannot see without the help of a mirror. For example, a dot on its forehead. If, after placing a mirror in front of the individual, he or she becomes interested in the dot on the forehead, it means that he or she recognizes himself or herself in the mirror. The mirror test is a method of examining self-awareness. It was first performed on chimpanzees in the 1970s. A group of chimpanzees who had never seen a mirror before initially perceived their reflection as a threat. After some time, the chimpanzees realized that they saw reflections of themselves in the mirror. A positive test result is achieved when a specific animal recognizes its reflection in a mirror, rather than treating it as another creature. This change in behavior reflects some self-awareness. a mental model of one's own body as opposed to that of friends, enemies, or other parts of the environment. On average, children can pass the mirror test after 18 months. In the penguin study, the authors slightly modified the test and added several variants. Animal observations showed that in the case of the first test, there was no reaction from the penguins, which, contrary to appearances, also provides some information. Many animals in such a situation, when looking in the mirror, simply believe that they are dealing with another representative of their species, and react accordingly. In the second case, the penguins behaved in a way that seemed to indicate that they were looking at themselves in the mirror. However, they were particularly active when it came to stickers, which they even tried to remove. Interestingly, they did not respond at all in the last test. To sum up, on the one hand, the results obtained are not fully clear, but on the other hand, they partly indicate that penguins seem to be self-aware to some extent.